Happy New Year. Ever walk on the street of Atlanta like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning? It's a whole different type of thing. Kind of thrilling, actually. Let's see, what could I say? I went to the Peach Fest, and definitely a lesson. Lesson number one: don't go nowhere anybody tells you about if they're not going themselves. Don't go nowhere. Anybody you find it out, you start, if they ain't going, you. I barely got in there. It's about 11:55 or something like that. The line was just so jacked up on there. I don't know if they anticipated it being that way, but the line was so long that it looped around the whole underground tunnel. Like it looped around it, like for real. So it wasn't really ideal. I did get in, but yeah, lesson number one: don't go anywhere anybody tells you about, they're not going themselves. 2, be the wave. And I can say I was the wave because I chose this. And I rarely ever plan ahead for New Year's, and I'm like, man, I should have planned ahead. And I know I stayed home last year from 22 going to 23 because I don't really remember what I did. I don't have any pictures on my phone, and I don't have any journals or anything like that. So, I took a risk, but I did not get a big reward in this risk. I did check it out, and I checked it out, made some new friends and stuff like that. Talking to strangers, that wasn't a problem. But for the most part, yeah. I'd rather spend, if there's an opportunity for me to be around people I know for a New Year's party, I'd rather do that. I think solo travel is one thing, but I think New Year's party should be around people you know, if they got an event. Or maybe I should have went to that dancing event and did the salsa dancing thing. I don't know. One of those things. But it still was an experience. I'll remember this. Just like I remember going into 2019, 2018, going into 2019. I remember that New Year because in 2018, my Impala caught on fire at a cookout. My Impala caught on fire at a cookout. And I bought an HHR. And I was like, oh, well, I can make some extra money. Let me do some Ubering. Long story short, on the last day of the year, it was cold and it was raining. My HHR broke down. I had 2 passengers. I was able to stop the car at one of the places and let that passenger drop off, and I had to book another Uber for another person so they could get to where they needed to go. And long story short, my HHR was getting pulled up on a tow truck, and because the alternator and battery system died, my phone was dead, so I barely was able to even call anybody to tow the truck. And I didn't have AAA at the time, so I got taxed. But that is a New Year's Eve I remember because of that traumatic experience. Anyway, this is a lesson learned. Great way to start a new year with a positive attitude about lessons learned. I did have a good time, but I think that with this experience, I'll know how to do it better. Because I sure could have stayed home, but I didn't do that. But it's all good. Well, Happy New Year's. I think I'm going to get some rest.